What is going on, guys? How are you? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. It is that time of the year already. It is the Aliexpress 11 of the 11 sale, which this time around doesn't start on the 11th, actually starts on the 1st, which is a couple of days away since I'm filming this video. And as every single budget watch channel on YouTube, we're all doing a video with some of the watches that we recommend slash had hands-on slash we think are good deals that you should check out. Now, some of the watches that I will be recommending or will be looking at in this video are watches that I've had hands-on with, and I will put links into the description box below, or I've had experience with the brand and I am curious to look for and bring on the channel for review. And again, I will put links into the description box below. And as usual, feel free to do your own research. Don't always go on what we say. You're always more than welcome to have a look for yourself before making that purchase, because at the end of the day, you're the one that's spending the hard-earned cash. Now, enough with the waffle, and let's turn the camera around and go on the screen and have a look at those watches. Alright guys, so let's get started. The first one that we have on the list is coming from the Mercure official store, and this is the Cistern Dirty Dozen reissue, I want to say, or homage. And this one is reduced from $134 to $103, which is a very big discount actually when you think about it. And you have a few dial options here. I've reviewed this on the channel very recently, and I can vouch for the quality of the finish of Mercure, and this is powered by a hand wind mechanical movement. So as you can see here, they do actually a lot of dial options, but these ones are the most popular ones. The loom is great, the quality of the finishing is great. The strap that comes in is absolutely like beyond comfortable. It's only 50 meters water resistance, and it has from my experience, it has K1 high arch glass, as they call it here, but it's a domed K1 mineral crystal, which is supposed to be a bit more scratch resistant than regular mineral. But in terms of discount, I want to say like the $30 is actually quite good. We have the movement here. It's a pretty basic movement, but it's a very fun little watch, and the dimensions are 38 millimeters with 12 millimeters thick, so 38 millimeters in. Before moving on from this, I will let you know that the review will be in the description box below. Now let's move on to the next one. So the second one that we have on the list is coming from the Heimdallr watch store, and it doesn't have a huge discount. It's only $10 discounted, more or less, but this is a version of the 1963 Seagull. And the reason why I actually have this on the list is because this is a quartz version. Now, I haven't had this on hands-on, so I can't vouch for this, but at the same time, this is something that I do want to get on to show you guys, because it's a good alternative. Like, if you don't have the $200 and whatever dollars that the one with the Seagull ST19 is, you can get this one. This features a Miyota movement, which is made by Citizen. We're all aware of that, and it will last longer. It has a sapphire crystal, as far as I know, as well. It also has a mesh bracelet. And if you don't like the style, and if you don't want to spend the money on the other one, you can go for this. Really, I'm looking forward to get this on the channel to check it out. Also, from the pictures here, if I scroll, if we have a look here, the loom is actually quite decent as well. Now, from experience, I've had quite a few of these in the past. I also have a review of the mechanical one. The loom hasn't been great, I must say, but still, this is a good option, and it's only $89 in the discount. Something definitely worth checking out. Third one that we have on the list, guys, is the San Martin SN006-G, and this is coming from the San Martin official store. I think I said the name wrong. SN006-G2, I think it is. So this is reduced from 401 to 341, which is a sizable discount. It's around $60. This comes with two movement options. You can get this with a PT 5000 or a Sellita SW200. You can get this only in one dial variant, black, and you can get this with an applied logo or a matte dial or a sterile dial, as they call it. The good thing about this is that this is a great example of San Martin's quality, and I've had this before. Like I said, I will put a link into the description box below for the review, and it has, for me, this had the perfect size because it's 40 millimeters, but it's 40 millimeters on the bezel, which protrudes out a tiny bit, so the case is actually 39. The lume on it is great. You only have printed indices, but for printed indices, it was just really good. It did a better job than a lot of other of my watches, a lot of other watches that I've had. Now, the only issue that I wouldn't call an issue, it kind of suffered for the same problem as a lot of Saint Martins do. It was going through the whole identity crisis where you had different logos, but it was only a different one on the crown. But again, if you look at it if you're willing to ignore that, which is not actually a big deal, you're getting a cracking deal and a great watch. I actually fell in love with this. Again, it'll be a review down below, a link to the review down below. Definitely check this out, guys. It's a great watch. It's a good single watch for a single watch collection. The fourth watch that we have on the list is coming from the Cistern mechanical dive watch store, and this is the Cistern 62 Moss, and it's reduced from $232 to $203 dollars. Now this comes in a huge choice of dials here. You have a lot of them. You can also get this on a bracelet. There will be a link down below. I've had hands-on this, and one of the best things about this watch was the build quality, I have to say, for $200, because it's a safe bet. Comes with a trusty NH35 movement, and this also has a lume date wheel, which is something that was never there wasn't something that you would encounter at this price point. The lume was great overall. The bezel was great bezel action, and the finishing on the watch was amazing. And the reason why I love this, like I was saying, this is 38 millimeters. So one of the main problems, or one of the main issues that I've had with other 62 Moss homages was the fact that they were 41 millimeters. Saint Martin had one that was 41 millimeters, and it was sitting just too big on my wrist, and I wasn't particularly happy with it. This one was actually great build quality, and I actually had the gunmetal grey version. Will be a link down below. You'll get to see that, and it was a great example. I loved the size particularly. Now let's move on, guys. Fifth watch that we have on the list, guys, is coming from the Sugess official store, and this is reduced from $248 to $224. This is a mechanical ST19, has a mechanical ST19 movement with a swad neck, as you see here, and this is a watch that I still have in my collection to date. It is a homage to the Deus Ex Breitling Deus Ex Machina. That is a collaboration that they had with Deus Ex. I think they're a motorcycle brand, if I'm not mistaken. But personally, I love the color choices on this, and I love the kind of lightning seconds, chronograph seconds hand here. And my wife absolutely loves this. She wears this quite often, I have to say, because of the colored choices. You have sapphire crystal, you have the ST19 movement, which is quite reliable movement, and it's an entry level mechanical movement. The strap is actually super comfortable, but this will work on any other orange strap that you have. And also here, as you can see, the display case back, where you have that beautiful mechanical movement. And if you look at it this way, for $222, you get the SD19. So it's the famous SD19 movement, and Sugess are actually quite known for having good quality finishing on their watches. Once again, there'll be a link down below to the review as well, because I've had hands on and I still have this in my collection to date, so definitely do check it out, guys. So the sixth watch that we have on the list, guys, is coming from Bernie, and this is from the Bernie official store. This is reduced from $68.63 to $53. Now, before jumping on me, I will say that this is not a watch that I've had. This is a watch that I haven't had hands on, so this is something that I'm interested to get in, because I've only heard good things about Bernie. Gary from I Like Watches seems to be crazy about this, and it's only $53. So he seems to have good finishing and good specs for the money, so this is something that I am interested in checking out. You can also get this with a custom logo. You can get this with numerals at 12, 3, and 9. It has a very good set of dimensions, so 40 millimeters case diameter, thickness of 12, and has a lug width of 22. Cool thing about this is that it has a display case back, and you get a Seagull automatic movement. So the thing is that if anything breaks, this will only be $53, and even when it's not on discount, it'll be $70. So it's a good, fun little watch. So I am definitely interested in getting it in. It could be a good option if you're getting into watches, or as a good beater. So I will again put links into the description box below. Let's move on. Seventh watch that we have on the list, guys, is coming from the Pagani Design Global Aliexpress store. Again, this is something that I'm more interested on getting in because of the movement. Now, before talking about the movement and the specs, this is reduced from $226 to $170. So this features the NH34. So this is a GMT, and it's a homage for the Batman, the Rolex Batman GMT. And this is probably the first watch that I've seen on AliExpress, the first budget version that has the NH34. So since these are becoming more widely available, more brands are jumping on these. So I'm curious to see how this actually carries itself. Also, it comes on a Jubilee bracelet. So for $170, you also get a ceramic bezel insert. You get a waterproof level, as it says here, but I think it has 100 meters of water resistance. And Pagani Design, I actually think that they're the ones that are kind of dominating this price point. So for $170 to get a relatively new, but well, it's not new, a reliable movement from Seiko with a GMT function, and also a serious set of specs. You also have a few dial variants here. You can get it with the crown at the 9 o'clock. So quite a few options to choose from. And Pagani Design, I like to see that they're still going strong on the whole homage front. So I'd be curious to see how this is and what the quality is. Now, guys, the eighth watch that we have on the list is a Baltany, and this is coming from the Baltany Watches official store. It's reduced from $183 to $168. Now, that's not a huge discount, but then again, the overall price is not actually that big. The reason why this made it on the list is because, again, I think that Baltany watches are slowly creeping up. They're gaining a place within this price bracket, and this particular one again made it on the list because I think this is a great alternative to a Dan Henry, because I have a Dan Henry, a chronograph. It's a fun looking, interesting piece, and it features the VK64 quartz movement. It has so this is a Seiko movement. It has very approachable specs and dimensions. So a 39 millimeter case. You also have a lug to lug of 46. So with the sapphire crystal, which is domed, you have a 13.1 millimeter thickness. So this is a great looking piece, guys. I've got in touch with Baltany again. I haven't had this on for a review, but I'm looking forward to get one. I got in touch with Baltany. Hopefully they'll get in touch with me back to send one in for review. If not, I'll just buy one so I can definitely review it. But it looks like a very interesting piece, and I will be curious to see how this goes head to head with my Dan Henry. By the looks of it, this doesn't look like it's a particular, like it's homaging anything, so I'm pretty sure is some sort of original design, if you want to call it. Comes with 3 dial options, but personally I think the cream yellow looks really good, has that kind of faux patina look. So I'm looking forward to have this on the channel again, guys. I haven't had this, so just do be sure to do your own research and have a look. Let's move on. Ninth watch on the list, guys, is a watch coming from Starking. Again, this is a watch that I haven't had hands on, but I've had hands on with the brand, so I'm very familiar with Starking and some of their watches. This is coming from the Starking official store, and it's reduced from 86 to 64. One of the main reasons why it made it on the list is because of this, the Miyota 8205 movement, which we all know is coming from Cistern. It's a relatively reliable movement that has been around for probably around 30 years, probably longer if I'm not mistaken, and it's quite a reliable movement. And for $65 to get this is absolutely crazy. Now, Starking have been on the market for some time now, so they do know what they're doing. The size, you have a case of 42.2, a thickness of 12.2, a lug width of 22, and you have also a sapphire crystal. So this is a great day-to-day piece. Also, it's a bit of a dressy one as well, so I would recommend from experience changing the straps on this, because for that much money, and from previous experience with Starking, their straps are not actually the best, and I wouldn't expect, I hope I'm wrong, much from $65, but this is a great looking piece, guys, and it's something that again looking forward to get on the channel myself. Let's move on. Now, last but not least, guys, we have another watch from the Saint Martin official store, and this is on the pricier end, so this is from $446 to $394. This is a watch that I do have in for review. I've actually just got it in. I've done an unboxing for it, but it's not on the channel yet. And I have the matte black version, so this is a homage to a vintage Rolex GMT. This particular one has a 24-hour bezel, so the clicks are actually also 24 click bezel. It's bi-directional as well, so you can actually track the time properly, a second time zone. And the movement in this is a Hangzhou 6460. Now, from my experience, I've had around 4 or 5 of these in the last year, and I haven't had any issues with them. But then again, I haven't had the watches for a very long time, most of them for about a year and a half, and they are as far as I know, the Hangzhou is a clone to an ETA, so and the parts would actually fit and work, unless if you encounter any issues and you do want to fix them. But the watch itself, it has the same great Saint Martin build quality. The Jubilee is brilliant on this. You have the same clasp that you'll get in all the Saint Martins that feature this sort of bracelet. Again, brilliant. The bezel is actually ceramic, and it's loomed as well. The loom on it is fantastic, and it's an absolute beauty. Now, I didn't like this particular one because I think it's the dial is way too white and it sticks out. It's more of a vintage white I see here. Vintage white? There is such a thing, but this is a great looking piece, guys. So if you are looking for that kind of vintage Submariner GMT looking style, this is the watch from you. Now, that was it for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed my 10 watches to check out on Aliexpress. Again, some of the watches I have had hands on, and some of the watches I am looking to bring on the channel. So always do your research first. Don't go by my links as much as we really want you guys to use them. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very, very much for watching. Click a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't so, and I will see you guys in a future video. Bye.